Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The evening rolled in like the thunder of the rains in Assam that always rolls in. And I realized I had to take my pet dog Snoopy for the first rabies, anti-rabies vaccination. I told my husband, and both of us started to get dressed to the charge in of my dog as it lifted a quizzical cocked ear, trying to smell out the excitement. Are we going somewhere on an adventure? Or I got dressed, so did my husband, and my dog barked with jumped up in joy at the excitement the minute I said, "Come on, Snoopy." But there was a snag. Not only was the rain a threat, but also the biological nature call clock of my dog. It had to take a bio break at that particular time, as he did always. So I took him down and I began coaxing him. "Come on, Snoopy, come on." But Snoopy, fearing he might be left out, induced a mind-breaking constipation and refused to do his act. It was a race against the discotheque thundering storm and nature call of my dog, and both my husband and I in between that. We decided to lift him and put him into the back seat of the car where he enjoyed with the window rolled down and his head out. And we both jumped into the front of the feathery, Maruti car. At that time we had one. You know, the one that you put a bump and it has a dent. Anyways, we rolled. And as soon as we rolled out, the rains god decided it is time to show its full glory. We had a discotheque rain happening with thunder and lightning. My husband stepped on the accelerator and the velocity forced me forward and snapped me back. And I just said, "Hey!" And just with that, I just turned to look out, and from the front mirror of my car, I saw my German Spitz, a white, furry creature, flying out of the back window of my car. My heart was in my mouth. "Stop!" I screeched. Along with the screech of the brakes that my husband pressed on, Snoopy has jumped out. With shiver in my voice, my heart in my mouth, I opened the door and rushed out into the pouring rain. And it was raining cats and dogs. And I began shouting for my little pet, for my heart, "Snoopy, Snoopy, Snoopy." Suddenly, I saw a brown being extricating itself like a chocolate cake out of the slush on the side of the road. I rushed and picked it and hugged it. "You stupid, 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 stupid dog! Does anybody ever jump out of a moving car?" I asked him. It was shivering at the ordeal it had witnessed and experienced. As I got into the car with my dog in my lap, my husband, by then, who had developed a canine nose, told me he has relieved his constipation. He was afraid you might scold him, and so he decided to take a plunge, thinking that might be a much better way to deal with the situation. Since we were on the way to bed, we said, "You were lucky. The slush of the rain god that we were dreading had saved him because it broke his fall. Only his front canine tooth had become a little loose." We came home, carrying him with us, the shivering bundle, and I straight away took him to give him a hot water bath. And once in his lifetime, he didn't utter anything. He He whimpered and shook and just stood there as I gave him a bath, a hot water bath. What have you done? I told him. He came, lay down in my lap. Still, perhaps, in the thoughts of the nightmare of having seen, perhaps, the god of death. I just huddled him close to me and said, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever, 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 ever do that again, I told him. I realized as he slowly crawled like a baby in my lap to be petted and comforted that animals also have emotions. They are sad, they are afraid, they want to be loved, they want to be taken care of, they can lose their confidence. They are as alive as us. Perhaps they can't speak. But I told him, you silly little dog, take a dump or you might find yourself in a dump. Nature break is a nature break. It whimpered and agreed. And what was my lesson that day? What is the message I want to share with you guys, Toastmasters? It's that overexcitement can lead to catastrophic result. Be excited for anything, an adventure, a work, a job, a new idea that you're going to execute, but do not be overexcited and be mentally constipated. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Toastmasters International is an arena where we can learn how to perform public speaking and develop some leadership skills. What can we learn from Toastmaster Kalpana's speech today? Grammar, used chagrin at the start of her speech, had very, very inundated uses of grammar throughout her speech. Her hand movement, when she was trying to say she fell here, her dog was here, she jumped out of the window, used her hands extremely, extremely well. Expressions, when she was pained about her dog, when she had a few moments where she was not happy about what was happening, you could see that in her face very clearly. Using her hands in such a way that she could actually convey what she was saying, showed the front of her canine tooth. Right? Instead of just saying it, she actually pointed to it and tried to assert that in an excitement. Had a clear takeaway. Excitement is good. Overexcitement can lead to catastrophic circumstances. These are some interesting things all of us can learn from Toastmaster Kalpana's speech. Toastmaster Kalpana, next time I see you speak, I'm imagining a few things that you can do. You could use humor a little more in your speech. Now I'll give you an example. You said it was raining cats and dogs. You could have said it was raining cats and Snoopies, right? Because Snoopy is a dog. You could have easily just said it was raining cats and Snoopies and got a smile from everyone here. You spoke at least 3 or 4 sentences about your husband, which means your husband was an important character in this story. You should develop that character a little more in your speech. Explain who your husband is. What's your husband's relationship with the dog? Does your husband love the dog as much as you do? Does the husband get irritated with the dog? Use that as a funny element in your speech. I would also like to hear more about Snoopy himself, because what happened is you started speaking and straight away you started, I had to give injection to Snoopy. I had to take Snoopy here. I didn't know, how did you meet Snoopy? How long has Snoopy been a pet of yours? How long have you had a relationship with Snoopy? Is Snoopy around you? We're in an online environment. You could have just flipped your camera and shown us Snoopy, right? These are some things that could have taken your speech to the next level. In addition to this, I would like to give you a challenge. You seem to be a very positive, smiling, happy-go-lucky kind of a person. I would like to test you. I would like you to test yourself in your next speech by taking up a very serious topic, something where you had to really struggle in your life to try and do something in your life. And I'm so sorry, as I said that, I just see your message. So that could be a topic for your next speech, right? I would like to see you struggle with an emotion and convey something other than the happy-go-lucky person that you are. It was a phenomenal speech. I learned a lot from it. I'm sure everyone else did. All the best to you.